What is up, everyone? Today I am going to be nerfing myself, as you can see in the title, that I will nerf myself for all 6 of these solo raid challenges. And I'm going to make a separate video for each of these raids, starting with Valtan. I won't be doing Voldis because I already posted a video about that. Go ahead and check that out. That was on my Shadowhunter, and I did something similar to this, but I'm really cracking down, and I'm going to be, nerfing my character completely to mimic the new player and returning player experience. So, this includes skill points, my card sets, my engravings. I'm playing on this alt character that I've never played before. I stripped down all my gems. So this character is not great at all. So it is very similar to how a new player and returning players characters would look like. Anyway, let's go ahead and do that. So first thing I'm going to do is set up the engraving. So I do have a 3x3 plus 1. I don't need the plus 1. Let's start off with 3x3, the standard 3x3 build in Valtan. That is how I started this game, and that is how I'm going to be doing this. So my core engravings that I'm going to be choosing is Drizzle, Grudge, of course. Gotta take Grudge. This is the best engraving. And then also for my last one, let's just go with a safe one like Hitmaster. I would say Adrenaline, but currently I don't know how it's going to be. So we're just going to go for these 3. But you're going to notice that I'm unable to toggle the port because I need to put 2 others. So in this case, I'm going to put very useless engravings such as Preemptive Strike. This is for Chaos Dungeons. And what would be something else that's really useless? I guess Sight Focus. As long as I don't type in 4 or is that 5 exclamation marks in normal chat, I won't be getting this buff. And I promise you, I will not chat 5 exclamation marks. And you'll see the entire recorded process. And so I will select Sight Focus here. All right. So now, to sum it up, we got the 3 engravings. We have level 7 gems that are free in the solo mode raid shop for new and returning players. Just go over there and you can buy yourself some fresh level 7 gems, or if you have the event pass, you might even have level 8 gems. You'll be beating me, but I wanted to make sure I'm going to go for the bare bones here. So engravings, gems, and now cards. Definitely not going to take these. I will be taking the Notorious HP card set, which is this one. So let's select these ones. And I'll just be getting 12% max HP for myself, which increases my HP by 13,000. Not a whole lot, but it may help. But I'm not going to be taking deep dive or anything like that, just so I nerf myself completely with all my raid knowledge that I have. I feel like it will equalize. Some other comments that I got from my previous video was my roster level. Unfortunately, I can't nerf that. But I assure you, it is not a huge impact on the raid. It's not going to compromise it. We can just get started here. And, let's start. So solo mode, Valtan. Let's go. Okay, so once you click on enter for the solo mode raid, you'll be prompted with this Scale of Fate, kind of choose your buff. For you, choose whatever you feel like. Gain an additional sidereal meter. These are very helpful. Stagger is also helpful. A bunch of things are very helpful. I'm just going to proceed without any buffs. So that's just me. But for you, please choose whatever, you see fit here. Okay, so we got no buffs, and I am going to... So this is honestly my first impression of Valtan solo mode. I've done countless raids of Valtan, the real raid, none of the solo modes. So I'm here with you guys to understand the process and kind of guide you guys on how to clear this raid. So I'm going to be taking pots, and I believe, so this is very tricky, but I'm going to take whirlwind grenades because there is a stagger phase, and I'm not sure how much stagger I will do in solo mode. I'll take time stops just to protect myself, just in case there's a very bad pattern. But yeah, other than that, I think we just go, the third one doesn't really matter, so we're just gonna go ahead and start the raid. So one thing I totally forgot, and I would have gotten grilled in the comments for this, is the skills. So some of you might not be level 60 yet, and I completely understand that. So I'm going to hard nerf myself and give myself all level 10 skills instead of level 12. That will significantly reduce my damage and more reflect kind of what you guys are dealing with. Also, I'm going to be changing the runes here to less legendary ones and more kind of like epic and rare types, but I'll do this off camera. So let's start the raid. Okay, so just so people don't think I'm lying, I gave myself a heavy nerf, as you can see here. Now, I believe new players and returning players should have, you know, rare and epic runes. So I decided to apply these and completely unequip all of my legendary. But please let me know if this is wrong, so I can know for the next episode. Anyway, now we can really begin here. All right, so this boss is very simple, but I do hate how often he moves like that. He moves quite a bit, but we'll ignore all that stuff and just try to DPS the boss as much as possible here. This is a scratching pattern, so you want to make sure to stand behind him. Most of the patterns in Lost Ark can be avoided from the behind. So whenever you can, you know, people say, you know, some dirty things, but it's true, you know, you gotta go more towards that behind area in these bosses. So the boss flash blue there, that's a counter, so you use your counter skill for that. Just keep killing the boss here. He is staggered, so this is a nice window for us to do some damage. This is another scratch pattern, so you want to stay behind him. So far so good. Oh, okay, so here we get the first mech. So I have no idea how they're going to make this. Normally you collect okay, so you do collect orbs. So let's collect each alternating color orb here. So blue, red is what I decided to do here. I'm going to throw my whirlwind grenade, and that instantly one-shots it. Okay, awesome. That's good to know. So use those battle items to give you that, you know, competitive edge. Boss, if you don't know where the boss is, like I just did there, you can look up in the mini-map. The boss has that red indicator. So this one's an ice thing. Make sure you just spacebar. Your spacebar is very good for immunity, which helps you to, you know, dodge that kind of stuff. So now we're gonna turn this off again. Okay, so before I selected red, blue, so we're gonna start with blue, red. Doesn't matter the order as long as you're alternating the colors. And then we're gonna whirlwind here, and then I'm gonna press Control Z to throw out my Sidereal. This guy is just a little buddy of yours that, you know, helps you out sometimes in damage and stagger. It really depends on what you do. But yeah, so now we're towards the end of the phase here. We're nearing the end here. So far so good for 3 engravings. Doesn't seem so bad. I understand, I know more of the boss's mechanics, but honestly, as long as this one is called the M&M phase, it spawns kind of like these M&Ms under your feet. All you gotta do is just keep walking around and dodging it. Overall, gate 1 impressions, very easy. At least for me, obviously I have a lot of raid knowledge here, but some important tips you should know is just, you know, stand behind the boss at all times. Make sure you're watching out for that scratch pattern, for that orb mech. Alternate red, blue, or blue, red, and then stagger the boss, or just, you know, throw a whirlwind grenade. That seems to instantly stagger the boss, and then you're good to go. You just do that twice, and then just finish off the boss, and you're done. So I hope gate 1 was self-explanatory here. And now we're going to be moving towards gate 2. So let me skip all this mob stuff and we'll get to the actual raid. All right, so we cleared all the mobs. Let's start going over all the patterns and kind of, oh, I should mention for the consumables. Right now what we have is completely fine, same thing as gate 1. What is important is destruction. But here, after his first spin, he is always going to charge at you. So after the third smash, you want to spacebar out, and he's going to have a destruction indicator. No, I guess not. So normally he has a destruction indicator, but I guess we don't need that, which is awesome. All right, cool. So be sure to, you know, collect one of these orbs. Oops, I kind of messed up here. So normally I'm supposed to knock this Valtan to these pillars. You see these blue pillars over here? You want to knock Valtan there so that you can get these orbs in the real raid. In this case, since it's solo mode, you only need one blue orb. This is this thing right here. It blocks one special attack from Valtan, and it's a very special attack, and you'll see it very shortly. So I guess for solo mode, it's been dumbed down a lot more, which is great. But you see here, 1 smack, 2 smack, 3 smack, then spacebar out. Right? You want to break these things that have the blue orbs in them. All right, we'll do it again. 2 smack, 3 smack, spacebar out, and just DPS the boss. Luckily, we don't need a destruction, so that's nice. And very soon, he is going to throw out his special pattern. He swings his axe, and then that's when the special pattern starts. I'm very glad that there's indicators here for the new players. Oh, see, you see that swipe? That's the swipe. So he's invincible now. He's charging. You want to dodge the first one. You always have to dodge the first one, because you see the second one, you are unable to dodge. Now I do not have the blue orb indicator because it was used. So now we're in the next phase. That's all. So just make sure you collect 1 blue orb, dodge the first smash, and then the second smash is the one that you get to. Oh, so here he's going to smash twice and he's going to counter. So I just missed it, but that's a very good way for you to do extra DPS. Make sure you're dodging all these red circles. Those are the indicators for his attacks. I'm going to just awakening here, just for fun, for extra damage. Oh, he staggered. So remember, when he staggered, this is your opportunity to do as much damage as possible. So I'm just spamming all my abilities. I will say I'm not an expert at Aeromancer. That's why I technically chose this, so it kind of nerfs me down even more. Dodge this red. He's going to do his next pattern here. He is going to aim his axe to get ready to swipe, and you can see these rocks here. So first, you want to make sure you're just wobbling, and once the red is staying still, stand behind the rock. So I'll show you again. So I'm wiggling, right? The rock stopped. Oh, okay. I forgot that you only need to do that once. So ignore that last part, but you can see you wiggle. Okay, see, he's broken the right side of the map. Make sure you stand on the left side so you're always safe. Because yes, you can get knocked off. This one, stand behind the pillar again. Oh, he's aiming. See, same thing. Wiggle. Move out. And the next 2 are going to break, so you want to get out again. Very self-explanatory there. This one, he is going to counter, so make sure you dodge this puddle. And you're going to want to counter. Now, I don't know if he's going to do a counter pattern, but we'll see. Let's see, counter. Yep. So you want to make sure you counter that. And then now you do your damage. Dodge the red. Oh, this is a retaliation pattern. You see how he's charging up? Do not hit him during that phase, please. That is going to ruin your raid. So you see here, now he's trying to break the left side. So now we want to move towards the right. And you want to hug this right side, by the way, because if you don't, you're just going to get knocked off. This is another kind of stand behind the pillar mechanic. Very similar mechanics so far, but you know, it applies to this. So this one, again, kind of move towards, wiggle, kind of break these 2 rocks here, and then the next 2 rocks are also going to break. You want to get out again. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, get out of the red circle. All right. Looking good so far. Oh, 2 smacks and then a counter. We got that. Luckily, I hit that. Sometimes, you know, people miss that counter. It's very dangerous. So just watch out for that. All right. Now he's going to run away. So you want to stand on the left side here. And he's going to smack, right? Like this. Cone shape. But so you dodge and then just stand again where you stood before. Because he will never hit there again. This phase, just make sure you're dodging these, you know, these cracks. Those cracks explode. Then dodge the reds, and then he does this yellow pattern again, so just stand on the rock. And then these rocks also explode at the end, so now you have to go to the one area where the rock doesn't spawn. Now here, I'm just gonna throw Fire Rain really quickly. This is the end phase, and there's gonna be counters that spawn, mini Valtans right here, like this one. You want to make sure you counter, and then stand next to Valtan to purify him. You can see he has stacks on him. Oh, this is a grab pattern. Make sure you dodge that too. But make sure you're saving your counter to counter those little Valtans that spawn on the edge. I'm saving my counter here. I could use my counter skill, but I'm going to save it. And we're going to just wait. But it seems like I did a little too much damage. So unfortunately, we couldn't see a little bit more. But overall, I mean, if you're ever confused, rewind this video and kind of, you know, watch it in 0.5x speed, or, you know, whatever you can to kind of make sure you get all the mechanics down, all the raid knowledge down. Once you do, it seems like damage is absolutely not an issue. I have 3x3 with bad cards, and you know, I nerf myself in terms of skills too. So overall, my first impressions of Valtan, easy, but do let me know if there's anything kind of tricking you, and I can definitely help you if the video couldn't. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more nerfed raid challenges. I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.